hoping to end a disappointing run that saw his side lose in the first round in the last 2 seasons against a Wicklow side beaten in the qualifiers last year by Armagh. And it was the visitors who were on the scoreboard in the opening minute through Kevin Meaney, the midfielder, putting over the first point from distance. Ross Munnelly free extended Laois' advantage before Wicklow scored 4 unanswered points. One of those coming from their captain Leighton Glynn, back in the championship after a 2-year injury layoff. Back came Laois with 4 unanswered scores of their own. Ross Munnelly chipped in with a couple. There was one for Donald Kingston, and this one from Darren Strong made it 6 points to 4 for Laois. Laois led by 3 points entering the closing stages of the first half before the Garden County levelled, thanks to the only goal of the opening half, as corner forward Paul Cunningham flashed the ball past the Laois goalkeeper to make it 8 points to 1-5 at half-time. There was a long delay to the start of the second half as an ambulance was called onto the pitch in Ockram to tend to a medical emergency in the stand. Referee Rory Hickey left with no option but to take the players back to the dressing rooms. The sides then swapped 2 points apiece early in the second half to keep the scores level, but the deadlock was broken by this point from substitute Conor McGrainer. But Laois then took complete control, scoring 6 unanswered scores to take the game by the scruff of the neck. 2 from Munnelly and 3 in a row from Donald Kingston, the pick of which was this one from distance, and Laois now led by 4. Wicklow did manage to reduce the gap back to 3, but Laois were not to be denied, and Munnelly knocked over the final point of the game, his 9th in total, to confirm a 7-point win for Laois. Laois then into the Leinster quarter-final and a meeting with Dublin on June the 8th. Final score, Laois 21 points, Wicklow 111.
I suppose the first half, we had a lot of attempts in the first half. We got a few scores, but we had a number of wides as well. But it was level going in at half time, and in fairness, in the second half, the lads stayed composed, and we put up a good few scores in the second half. So that's very pleasing.
Disappointing from our point of view, but looking forward, you have to try and take positive sort of. Like we had 6 lads making the first championship match there today, so. Yeah, we've got. If it was blown up after 50 minutes, we'd have been well in it. Like
The Colin Begley situation, he didn't play today. He was named in the panel during the week. What was the reason for his exclusion?
Yeah, well, then myself and Colin, we had a discussion about it, and